What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Ginger Snaps. Today we have a very special Grammy episode. We got the Grammys coming up on Sunday, and there's a lot of good albums that I want to touch on here and kind of go over Joey Badass's cover of When Doves Cry by Prince and kind of hit on Drake's two tracks he dropped on us a couple days ago. Um, let's just start out with Drake's tracks, "God's Plan" and "Diplomatic Immunity." First off, they're amazing, a lot better than "Views" in my opinion. And actually, "God's Plan" broke the single-day streaming record in the U.S. At 4.3 million, just beating out "Humble" by Kendrick at 4.03 million, and I think it's deserved. It's a great song. Sitting there talking about how he hears all this shit that people talk about him, and how basically he holds back, or just he's seeing everything out there and he doesn't care. He's going to continue to make music at a great level, and I think he will go down as one of the game changers that brought in one of the modern days of rap. And I think he just really doesn't care what people say. He's going to keep doing what he's doing, which is good for him. I mean, it obviously worked. He's been relevant this far. He's been at least, I'd say, probably number two in the game, behind Kendrick. But overall, both songs, "God's Plan" is pretty good with really, really good vocals, really, really good lyrics backing it up. "Diplomatic Immunity" kind of feels like a diss track, getting on, kind of like back to back. Not as much of a banger as back to back, but still pretty good in that regard. This is what we hear from Drake this year. I'm honestly super excited to hear what he's got in store for us. Um, then I don't know if you guys have heard, Joey Badass did an amazing cover of "When Doves Cry" on Like a Virgin, which is the Triple J radio station down in Australia. They do, or they bring a bunch of artists and they usually perform one song of their own discography, and then they do a cover of another song. And Joey Badass picked "When Doves Cry" by Prince. He added his own verses into it and named it "When Thugs Cry," but holy crap, is it good. I had chills when he was doing it, and just the way he went from rapping into singing, and just the transition was beautiful, and it just melded the song to his own style. I'll leave a link in the comment section for you guys to take a look at it, because I absolutely 100% think everyone should watch that. It is so good, and I wish more people would look at it. It so far only has like I think 20,000 views on there, and it needs to have more because Joey Badass is so talented. He's great in Mr. Robot. His new album, All American Badass, is really great. Um, I loved him when he did his Before the Money album. All in all, I think he's just a great entertainer. Um, Also, I'd like to talk about the top five album of the year nominees for the Grammys in the rap hip hop category. I'm going to go through and rank them as 5 to 1 and kind of give you a reason why. And remember, this is just my opinion, so if you disagree, let me know in the comment section. I want to know your guys' thoughts on my opinions, because we all have different opinions for different reasons. Now, I want to start out by saying 2017 was an amazing year for hip hop. There's literally something for everybody out there that dropped at such a high quality level. Um, if you're into jazz, if you're into more trap, if you're into um, electronic, if you're into just simple beats, there's something for everybody that dropped at such a great level this year. It's so hard to pick the top five, but the Grammys did it, and I'm here to just talk about what I think that my rankings are out of those. At number five, I have 444 by Jay-Z. Um, to kind of give a little background, I'm not the biggest fan of Jay-Z, so I'm kind of a little biased in that. 444 was a good project, though. It's probably one of the better ones that I've heard from Jay-Z, and it had Story of OJ, or Life of OJ, which was such a good track. I think the beat really made that track. If you listen to Lil Wayne's Dedication 6, he absolutely murders the beat as well. That beat is just one of those that just can't fail. But other than that, I kind of think Tidal, it only being on Tidal really hurt the streaming of that album. But it's still definitely in the top five. I enjoyed it, but not enough to rank it as number one. At number four, I got Layla's Wisdom by Rhapsody. It was good. I had never listened to anything by Rhapsody before until this album, and it really feels like a little bit of a Chance the Rapper vibe with that kind of Chicago sound. But there was a lot of tracks that also had that West Coast beat to it too. I think my favorite track off of that was the Power track with Kendrick, and that one was really good. Overall, the album, it really has a smooth flow to it, and it really flows together, but it still doesn't crack top three for me. Number three would be Culture by Migos. Um, Being from Atlanta, I kind of usually tend to give rappers from Atlanta a little bit higher regard, but I haven't really, the whole, trio thing they got going on has kind of gotten a little old and it sounds the same after a while. And Culture is good. I like it. I like that every track feels different, but I'm also not the biggest fan of that style of rap either. So it kind of taints my views as well. But it definitely does deserve to be number three. Uh, this is my hardest part of the list. I have a hard time with these top two because I feel like they're so interchangeable and it's tough. I think depending on the day, one becomes number one and one becomes number two. It's just strange. But my top two, at number two, I got Damn by Kendrick Lamar. It's an absolute amazing album. Uh, it just really delves into just kind of the social picture that we have in society today and just how much or what Kendrick sees from it. He definitely has a view that he puts on every single track, and there are some bangers on there like DNA and Humble, and he got some more popular ones like Love, and just the whole album just really builds on top of one another until you get to the end of Duckworth and it kind of peters off. And if you want to hear something different, listen to it backwards. It's got two different meanings on it. But this is why it's tough because Kendrick, I think, right now is the greatest rapper out there. And it's just tough to put him at number two when he's so good. But my number one album, Flower Boy by Tyler the Creator, I think absolutely deserves the number one ranking. It's close with Damn for sure, but the amount of passion that Tyler put into that project. If you guys haven't watched that Flower Boy A Conversation video where he picks apart everything that he did on that album and why he did it, it's just crazy to see the amount of passion that went into it. Um, and Flower Boy just kind of flows the best out of all of them. It feels like this giant movie score that's kind of just brewing in the background while you have Tyler's verses and being really intimate on the album kind of all meets together to make one masterpiece. Um, and I think he deserves a Grammy for it. Just how much he has come into his own and how much he has really just honed his project. And even if he doesn't win, I think it was great that he was at least nominated for it. I could see Damn very well winning just because of the pool Kendrick has, but something inside me says Flower Boy's gonna win, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. What do you guys think is gonna win? What's your top five out of those? Please let me know. Leave it in the comments. Leave me some reviews. Let me know what you want me to review next, because I'm always looking for new albums, new tracks to listen to, and I'm always up for some feedback. So just hit me up in the comments, and you guys have a good day. Peace.